Hello guys, today we will discuss about the lumbar spondylosis. But first of all, I would like to give the brief introduction of the lumbar spondylosis. Spondylosis basically means the arthritis. It means it is the arthritis of the lumbar spine. Lumbar has 5 vertebra and it is arthritic condition. It means it will become worse when the age increases. It is also age related condition, and in this condition there is no specific treatment. It depends upon the symptoms. We can give the medication, corticosteroids, and also we can give physical therapy to relieve the symptom, to maintain the mobility of the lumbar spine and so on. So let's discuss. I told you that it is arthritic condition. It is also degenerative disorder of the lumbar spine, characterized by the clinical by an insidious onset of the pain and stiffness. There will be the insidious onset of the pain and stiffness over the lumbar region, and also osteophyte formation can be seen in radiological findings. Pathology is same as cervical spondylosis. As I told, this is age related condition. When age increases, there will be the decrease of the collagen connective tissue along with H2O component. If this component will decrease, then it will cause the height reduction of the disc. Height reduction of the disc cause the approximation of the two vertebra, which will also reduce the distance between the two facets. If the two facets come near, it will cause the rubbing of the facet joint, and when rubbing of the facet joint occur, it will also cause the formation of the osteophyte, and osteophyte will further result in the narrowing of the facet. Narrowing of facet causes the nerve compression, because the space of the facet, if there will be the narrowing of the facet, it will cause nerve compression, and further on it will cause radiation of the pain. If you have pain in your back, it will radiate to your leg also. The main causes of the lumbar spondylosis is the bad posture. Many of the people, when they walk, their trunk get flex, which is also the reason of the bad posture. And second one is the chronic back strain. There may be the injury to spine will also cause this condition, and the fourth one is the previous intervertebral disc prolapse. Now we will discuss about the clinical feature. Basically, in clinical feature, pain in back which can radiate to your arm, buttocks and leg also. If there is the nerve compression, this will cause the arm, buttock, leg pain. Second one is the patient complain the intermittent pain in back. It means the pain goes and come in range of motion is restricted or may be painful. Patient will not flex their trunk, cannot lift anything. If they lift, they will feel pain. As I said, patient complain pain during bending and lifting activity. The fifth one is the paravertebral muscle spasm can be seen. There will be spasm in the paravertebral muscle which is present in the spine, that is erector spine. And the neurological examination is mostly normal unless there is a chances of prolapsed disc. So now we will discuss about the examination. We will test the straight leg raise test. The patient position will be supine, and the procedure is examiner passively raise the leg of the patient with knee extended. If it feels pain, then there may be the sign of nerve root compression. The painful range is 45 to 70 degree. Around this range, patient will feel pain when they raise the leg, and when they raise the leg, there will be a stretch in the back of the thigh. If there is stretch in the back of the thigh, then it means there is a hamstring tightness, so we can also give stretching exercise of the hamstring, which is the knee flexor. See this picture, it is the straight leg rise test. The patient is lifting their leg and this is the range. Now we will discuss the diagnosis. The first is X-ray. In X-ray we will see the curvature, lordosis. In lumbar spondylosis there will be the loss of the lordosis, and the third one is the reduction of disc space, as I earlier said in the pathology, and the fourth one is the osteophyte formation. This osteophyte formation can cause the narrowing of the facet, which will cause the radiation of the pain, and the fifth one is narrowing of joint space of the facet joint. As I said, MRI is needed when there is the indication of nerve root compression. Now we will discuss the treatment. First, patient needs to rest along with the administration of the NSAID. The second one is prescribing modality, physiotherapeutic modality, that is TENS, ultrasound therapy. And third one is the when symptom subsides, then we can prescribe some spinal exercises. Let's see some spinal exercise. Bridging exercise, which is good for the quadriceps muscles, single knee to chest and double knee to chest. These both exercise is the same, but in second one you just need your single leg to come toward your chest, and the double knee to chest, in this you will need your both leg. Lumbar rotation and stretching of a hamstring. As I said, there will be the chances of the tightness of the hamstring muscle, gluteal muscle, so we can give stretching also. And certain supportive devices, belt and lumbosacral collar can be given, but note that we can't give a long time, because prolonged use of these devices can decrease the mobility of the lumbar spine. So note this point. Thank you guys. I hope you enjoyed my video. If you have enjoyed my video, please like, share and subscribe. Thank you guys.